marketing brands like your marketing brands like ours, we are in the business of ideas. It doesn't matter what you do. Like I said, the format is not important. The format is just a medium. It's a via medium. What's important is ideas. Consumer is not a target. Consumer is a relationship. Everything that you have to do to enhance that relationship doesn't matter. How you build that relationship. If the person's reading the newspaper, you're building a relationship. The person's talking to you, coming to you in the mall, on mobile, in front of the television, at an IPL game, outside an IPL game, wherever the consumer might be. You have to build that relationship. And we need ideas across the entire spectrum.
Well, we are in, as you said, the long-form journalism business. It essentially is about not really about reporting news, but about analysis and telling people, making sense out of what's happening for them, right? Make it easier for them. And the challenge is the same, I think, for magazines, newspapers, anyone who's in the news business, is what we're hearing inside today, is that it's quite apparent that on one side, there are far more places where you can use many other means you can use to create the advertising today. Now, if you look at the business of our business, of any newspaper or magazine, finally there are two sources of revenues, right? Circulation and advertising. And if you hear what's happening and what Goa is talking about today, about consumers are being met in very interesting manners. Monies are going into places which does no media. Like we saw this wonderful film about this French product which is on a road, and there is all the money is going into that. It is inevitable that, to me at least, that advertising is going to become lesser and lesser for the classical newspaper magazines. And that is the challenge, and not many people are ready for it. Think about it. Imagine that you were the brand manager for Surf, and you were selling Surf on the basis of your revenue model was, I will give away soap free to consumers, and they will, why will I survive as a business? Because I will put ads on the box, and that's what will make me money. That's what newspapers and magazines do in a lot across the world, not just India. What happens if that advertising disappears? And that's what I think a lot of us have been faced with, saying that this is going to happen, whether you like it or not. India, it may take a little longer. Advertising is going to become lesser and lesser. It will go on, it's already going online, where you get 1/10 of what you get for a page, or 1/100th in some cases. The big challenge is, how do you make money? It's as basic as that. And that is what the challenge is that people say that content is what drives us as a brand, and hence we are a little better off than other people, because actually we make money out of our magazine by selling them. But that's still not enough. And the challenge that we are facing, and more organizations are facing, and where we really require imagination, to figure out how we're going to make money out of what we do. And as you said right at the beginning, we are wedded to long-form journalism. But what is long-form journalism? It's actually about analysis, right? That's why there is long-form journalism. So is there a future for analysis, and how will we make money out of that is what we think about every day.
See, I think in almost all communication, I'm not including it. In communication, the real need is training. And by that, I don't mean your classic campaign planning workshops and strategic thinking. But today, the lines are getting so blurred. And a lot of the youngsters are excited, want to do stuff in different areas. And I personally feel Indian vision is a big thing that's stopping us. I think the business of ideas is constant. And you realize after a few years that if you can ideate for a television commercial, you can ideate on anything in the world, and vice versa. But I think there's a lot of inhibition, and therefore people tend to stay in their comfort zone. So you have the digital specialist agencies, you have the outdoor specialist agencies, the shopper marketing specialist agencies. And I think over a period of time, clients are going to get tired of dealing with 17 people. And they're going to say, listen, I want one guy who sit across the table and say, look, these are all the possibilities. And that is going to happen if you really start in a very intelligent manner, giving our people the inputs that lets them actually break out of their conventional boxes and think across.
Well, I think ideas are needed in various places. I think first from an internal standpoint, I think
there needs to be more focus on people. Because at the end of the day, our business is about people, and ideas come from people. So if you don't focus on people, we're not going to get ideas. So I think that's the first thing. In any agency, I think we need to focus on that. And I think agencies across the board aren't doing enough. That's my view. And that's the first bit. The second bit is from an external point of view, everyone needs to move away from the traditional thinking and standpoint of just giving clients the easy stuff and think out of the box, think beyond their scope. And I think sometimes agencies tend to get boxed in because they say, we are PR, so we should only give PR ideas, or we are digital, we should give only digital, and so on. But now the actual walls are collapsing and things are sort of merging. So it's important for people to be more contemporary and everyone to be able to give more sort of unorthodox, contemporary, new age ideas to their clients.
Again, I go back to the consumer, and everything that we do starts with the consumer, and understanding why they invest so much of their own time, money, energy, heartache into these sports, and helping our clients figure out how they as a brand can live in that emotional territory between the consumer and the sport or the entertainment. It's not about how does the brand and that sport fit together. It's about why does the consumer care, and how can we as a brand play in that space and add value to the consumer experience so we can really start to build a relationship with the consumer.